Green, the colour of cash and the colour of cannabis. It's a billion-dollar industry in both the legal and illegal markets. From industrial hemp to pot-infused cookies, money is being made. And with countries decriminalising marijuana, the market is growing at a rapid rate. Canada legalised and America globalised. So what's happening over in Switzerland and the rest of Europe?
Now what I've got in my hand here, it's not synthetic weed, it's not even an imitation, it's the real deal. It's just high concentrated CBD and you can buy it in every newsagent and petrol station in Switzerland. So I've came here to find out what the business is behind cannabis.
When you venture into Geneva city centre, you notice several signs in shop windows advertising 100% legal cannabis for sale. It's a stark contrast to Switzerland's clean-cut banker image. You'll also see 3 little letters on every cannabis product you buy, CBD. But what is it?
Cannabis, we have between 150 and 200 molecules, which are different, and mix all together, they create, which is the substance, the product, cannabis, flowers of cannabis. On those substances, the 2 main ones, the 2 principal active, which are the THC, which is very known, tetrahydrocannabinol, and the CBD, which is the cannabidiol, are the 2 main molecules that gives the effect on the cannabis, okay? The THC is the effect that are psychoactives, is the brain effect. The CBD on the cannabis, it's the muscular stuff, it's the body effect, which is much more what they use in USA or what they use as a medical weed. Because the effect of the CBD, the cannabidiol, is much more physical. So this is why the product is different.
All types of cannabinoids are becoming huge, increasingly popular all through the whole world. We can see that there's lots of countries or states within countries that do regulate the production, transformation, and use of cannabinoids of any kind. When I'm talking about cannabinoids, it's like all those active substances that are contained in the cannabis. So we all know THC, it is very well known, and there's now this CBD, which is the second largest substance in proportion within the cannabis. And this substance has gotten the interest of a lot of people.
Au niveau des variétés, en Suisse, il n'y a aucune variété homologuée de chanvre, ce qui pourrait poser un petit problème par rapport à ceux qui voudraient se lancer. Par contre, la législation est claire en Suisse. Il faut que les chanvres aient moins de 1% de THC et pour qu'on puisse le cultiver en plein champ. Et on peut se référer à la liste européenne des variétés de chanvre homologuées. Donc c'est vraiment cette liste en Europe qui fait foi. Après, justement, on doit, pour ce qui est du chanvre, comme ça produit chez des agriculteurs, on doit se référer à des variétés autorisées et avec ces taux qui peuvent être contrôlés.
Especially regarding CBD, it works as a counter effect of THC. Meaning that it could reduce some of the anxiety induced by high THC cannabis. So that has this like balancing effect.
What we sell here and what is tolerated in Switzerland, what is legal, is the weed with less than 1% THC is not considered as a drug. Okay? And the CBD itself is not considered at all as a drug. So you can put every percentage of CBD you want in the weed.
Legal cannabis is clearly a booming business here, but who was it attracting? New buyers or customers from the black market?
There's this idea that cannabis users always seek for the strongest dope, having a good bang for the bucks. But that's also a vision that is confronted by reality. Those cannabis products are not psychoactive, but they're well sold, and particularly among the cannabis users. So that means that in the end, those cannabis users, they are also quite rational, and they don't seek always to get the strongest dope, but they seek to get dope that meets their needs. And if the need is not to be totally crazy in your head, maybe you want something more relaxing. And you can find that in CBD.
People, they rely much more on a shop. They rely on the fact that it's okay. They can pay with a credit card. They receive a ticket. They receive an invoice if they want. It's becoming normal. So I think people, they prefer going in a place where it's safer. They're not looking after the police. They're like, it's okay what they do. But some of the other people that smoke THC weed, they try to smoke less also, which is kind of a customers, and they replace, or it's kind of a substitute product, you know, because they can maybe smoke only one THC at the end of the day, which is very strong, but during the day, they can maybe smoke something which is tasty, it's not a cigarette, it's not nicotine, it's natural, and they won't get this brain high and they can still work. So this is how it takes a bit out of the black market.
One of the effects we have heard now from the police is that the price on the black market is going down. We have normally a price of 10 to 12 francs for a gram of cannabis on the black market. The legal cannabis, it's 2 to 3 times higher the price, so it's very strange that people buy it legally because the price is really 200% more than the illegal cannabis, but now it's going down, this illegal market price, to 6 to 7 francs per gram, which is 30 to 40% less than some months ago.
What I can observe from the discussion I had with different actors and operators in this business is that in the dedicated shops, meaning those shops that only sell CBD products, so these young baby boomers that might have already consumed cannabis when they were teenagers and they want to get back to some kind of nostalgia, I would say. And they found those products in those dedicated shops. Tobacco shops do sell more to younger demographics. That's what I've been listening to different tobacco shops whom I've been discussing. Saying, yeah, there's a lot of young people who come and most of the time they do buy a package, try but not come back.
Is there a grey area which allows people to consume these products? That remains unclear, but the government is taxing it. So are they regulating it too?
It's taxed like a cigarette-like product. That means a very high tax of 25%. So if you buy cigarettes or this kind of products, it's seen like a smoking product, and in this sense, it's under the law of tobacco.
But on the other way, which is just an interesting stuff, they ask us, the Federal Office of Sanitary in Switzerland, they ask us to put on our product, on the package, that this is not a tobacco product. So you see, they ask us to say it's not a tobacco product, but on the other hand, they tax us as a tobacco product. So still it's a bit complicated. And we need to provide this certificate that our products are less than 1% THC. This is the first thing we need to do. Then we need to register ourselves through the sanitary office, through the sanitary government administration in Switzerland. We have to declare our products and we have to show how we're going to sell them. Okay, so the packaging and the everything that needs to be put on these packages is very important. So they guide us on that. And third, the other point is we also have the customs that we have to declare our product. We have everything that we grow, we have to declare it. Everything that we sell, we have to declare it. And on that, they tax it. So they control. And they also ask the certificate that the product that we buy, we grow, or we sell is less than 1% THC. The CBD, they don't care this analysis. It's for the THC.
Very recently, a very intelligent businessman decided to use this definition to produce cigarette-like products with cannabis inside. He has introduced something which creates clearly a hard work and hard task for the police to decide is it inside or outside. At the beginning they have made tests and the products are really under 1% that you find in the kiosks. But if you find somebody smoking outside the kiosk in the city and you say that's a legal product, then for the police it's very hard to find out if this is really right or not. So they have to test the product, and until now they have always confiscated the product and decided a fee for the people who were smoking cannabis-like products. And then the people has to contest this decision, and then there will be a test which is 500 francs, $500 test that will be done, and if they find out that it's under 1%, police will pay that, and if it is up more than 1%, people will pay that. But you see, it's so complicated. In fact, in many cities in Switzerland, police has decided no more to talk to the people who are smoking cannabis-like products because it's too complicated. The verification, it's too complicated to enter in a discussion concerning this THC level. In other words, the introduction of this legal cannabis without THC or with very low level of THC has created, in fact, something like legalization of all cannabis products in this country.
Jusqu'en 2012, la loi en Suisse, elle était différente. On pouvait cultiver n'importe quel chanvre. C'était pas, il n'y avait pas de restriction au niveau variétal, au niveau teneur en THC, mais la loi disait on n'a pas le droit de cultiver du chanvre pour la drogue. Donc on avait d'autres variétés qui avaient plus de THC, même qui ne nous intéressaient pas, ce THC, mais plus de THC, plus d'huile essentielle. Et c'était le produit final qui était pris en considération par rapport à la loi. Et il y avait absolument pas de THC, de l'huile essentielle, donc c'était conforme à la législation suisse. Et en 2012, ça a changé. On a donné un peu plus de possibilités d'utiliser le chanvre au niveau médical. Et puis on a restreint les droits pour les agriculteurs où maintenant c'est plus n'importe quelle variété, mais elles doivent être limitées à un pourcentage de THC d'1% maximum.
To sell it, you don't need a license. You need a license as seller of alimentary products or of tobacco products. So the selling is nothing. The product is inside. It's a nice question. It's inside the law for food and not inside the drug laws. So in a certain way, it's like selling tomatoes, selling this product. The oil, for instance, or medicaments based on CBD and THC normally too, they are in another law. They are in the law for the drugs and the drug control law, and they need a special license to give it up to people. So you cannot sell oil in this moment legally. If you don't have a license for a medical production.
An industry has come from this plant, and there is a huge potential for a commercial market. So what kind of business opportunities is this product providing in the world's banking capital?
Nos clients sont principalement des entreprises qui produisent des produits alimentaires où l'huile essentielle est utilisée pour les aromatiser, soit des thés froids, des boissons, des caramels, il y a de la vodka aussi au chanvre. Alors, notre produit est vraiment utilisé pour aromatiser ce chanvre. Après, il y a d'autres clients qui l'utilisent pour une aromathérapie, pour des massages, pour des soins, mais c'est vrai que le 90% c'est utilisé comme arôme alimentaire qu'on vend en partie en Suisse, mais principalement à l'étranger.
Why suddenly all the weed we can find here in Switzerland in grow shops, in shops, and people they open shop? Yes, but it's not because it's becoming legal again. It's because the product has changed. So it's very important to know that. But yes, to us, we very believe that it's going to grow everywhere in Europe.
Research shows that CBD could be useful for anxiety, for instance, and also, but that's going to be the general things on pain, inflammatory things, and epilepsy. And there's been a lot of trials around that, and companies already preparing drugs containing CBD to treat epilepsy. There are more and more elements showing that, yes, there are some medical properties on those substances. And last but not least, Or the collection of stories from patients that do use that, but they use that on an informal way and without the control of their meds and all of that, and they do say that they feel better.
The THC, and this is why the THC causes a lot of trouble since a lot of time, it's because it's much more difficult to explain and to study the THC. And one of the study will say, okay, it's good, and the other will completely destroy it. On the CBD, we don't have this problem because mainly 95% of the studies, they all say, okay, CBD is good.
With countless cannabis-based products being made, it was only a matter of time before cannabis would be appearing more in the financial markets as a commodity.
First of all, we have to understand that hemp, which is non-psychoactive cannabis or industrial cannabis, is a commodity. It does exist, there's a market for that. China is the biggest producer, France is the second, and it does exist. It does exist, there's an industry in the construction, in the food, in the cosmetics that use hemp or cannabis derivatives. So it does exist, there's already international business about that. So what does it change with CBD? It's another variation of hemp.
To be honest, it is already, in USA, it's already a commodity. Now, yeah, you have some private equity funds on the stock market in US that invest only in cannabis.
People are gaining many money with cannabis, not sellers. They have very marginal provisions, but on the producer side and on the side of organizing to bring the cannabis to the sellers, there are very high profit rates.
Je pense qu'il y a un renouveau pour les chanvres au niveau mondial. On le voit, on parle beaucoup de ces productions de chanvre. Alors là, il y a un renouveau au niveau du chanvre récréatif. Par contre, au niveau de la production du chanvre à d'autres usages agricoles, pour de la fibre, pour des alimentaires, pour des graines, là aussi, il y a un regain un petit peu de demande, France par exemple, mais c'est très long, c'est très long. Et peut-être que ce sera péjoré par le fait justement qu'on remet le chanvre, la production de chanvre pour du CBD ou pour même pour la dépénalisation, pour le THC. C'est possible que ça pénalise le chanvre, comme on le fait pour des productions qui n'ont rien à voir avec des stupéfiants ou autres.
I think we can enter in a normalization of this commodity and bringing it out from this black market and saying simply you can invest in this product as producer, for instance. That could be a private producer of this product. You can invest in this field as an association who want to be there to create good products. So I think we are going in direction of a normal commodity.
There's an industry now. We visit some places in Colorado. It's usines. It's big game. It's like place, so they grow maybe tons and tons of weed. And so when they start to grow tons and tons of a product, it's becoming, a commodity, yes.